2011. It's a new year, and a lot of really awesome things are going on, and I just wanted to share them with you guys. Christmas came and went, and that was good. I got to spend a lot of time with my family, and that was really awesome. I ended up going to Passion 11, which is a Christian conference in Atlanta with like lots of speakers and lots of Christian bands. 22,000 Christian college students were just learning about God and worshiping God. And it's like such a cool thing. Like, you can't really describe it. But I had gone in 2006. At the end of 2010, I was just feeling like so down and low, and I don't know, just I wasn't in a good place. And I just was thinking about 2011, and I was like, man, I don't really feel like I have anything to look forward to. Passion came to mind because I really enjoyed it in '06. So I checked the website, and to my surprise, it was not full. And I actually had enough money to sign up. So I was going to go just alone because I didn't really know anyone else was going. But come to find out, my church was going. I'm not sure how I didn't get that memo, but it was so incredible. Every single sermon that I heard, it was like light bulb moments going off, like everything. It was like, oh my gosh, like I've never thought of that. And like it really just, everything like really hit home. It was exactly what I needed to hear. A few things that I learned at Passion. The first night, Louis Giglio spoke, and he's like an incredible speaker. It is possible to be completely free and joy-filled. He quoted Philippians 1:1, and he didn't even do like the whole verse. He was just like, let's focus on the first word. The first word is Paul, and that's the author of the book of Philippians. And he was focusing on like Paul was this guy who used to just like kill Christians just for fun. He went out on the road one day, and like he changed his heart, and he had this whole experience, and God changed Saul's name to Paul. And then Paul wrote all these books in the Bible, and it's just like really neat to think like, well, sometimes I think I'm like totally a really sucky person, but then, you know, God used Saul, who turned into Paul, to do all this good stuff. So like, you know, I think that God can use me. Most of Paul's letters are written from jail. And so he was using that as a point to say that circumstances have no power over my ability to be fully alive and free, which was like, ding, 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 wow. Because I've been so down about my circumstances. Like, I don't work at Disney anymore. I'm not in college anymore. I'm almost 24. I'm single, and I live with my parents. Like, that's, you know, not the best circumstances in my mind sometimes, but that's where God has me, and, you know, that's okay. And so just to hear that you know, circumstances shouldn't affect me as much as I've been letting them was just like something I really, really needed to hear. So that was good. Beth Moore spoke, and she talked about how you need to make sure that your thoughts, like you need to like harness your thoughts, because whatever you think is what you're gonna end up doing. So she's talking about how you need to take time frequently, like regularly, for one thing, because with Facebook and YouTube and whatever else, we're constantly multitasking, and so she's saying like you need to make time for one thing, and the one thing, of course, being Jesus. This is like the biggest thing, because I just beat myself up a lot, especially recently, about just mistakes I've made in the past, and just, you know, that I'm always trying to be godly, but I always feel like I'm completely failing miserably. So sometimes that just cripples me, and in the past like 6 months, it's completely just really, really crippled me, and I just haven't been able to do anything because I just felt like crap, basically. So this guy named Ben Stewart spoke, and he said, if you're doubting your faith, or you're doubting, you know, yourself, he said, the thing is, my struggle is one of the greatest signs that I'm alive. Whoa. So another thing that happened was John Piper spoke, and he spoke about how it was really confusing for me at first because John Piper is just like really deep, but he said that Christ should be at the bottom of like a like our foundation, which at first was confusing because I always thought Christ should be on top, but he means like on the bottom, like a fountain, like at the bottom is the water, in the pool of water where like all the pennies are, and the little like shoots of the fountain come up out of the water. So it's saying that like Christ should be our foundation at the bottom, and everything we do and everything that happens should come up out of that. I'm going to have to make this a 2-part video blog. So if you're still tracking with me, tune in because there's going to be another one right after this with a few more things that I learned at Passion. So I'll just wrap this one up and say that, I don't know, Passion was really good. It was so encouraging. It was exactly what I needed. I came there empty, ready to be filled up, and Jesus met me there and filled me up. It was cool. I don't think I've ever been as happy as I am now. So I know this all sounds really cliche and preachy and Christian and showy, and I don't really care because, I don't know, it's true, and so why should I say it, right? Yeah.